A blind woman walks into a man's shop, removes her glasses, and exposes a murder he thought no one saw. A man was left frozen in shock. She was the same woman who had supposedly witnessed a murder just a few days earlier. The woman demanded 20 lakhs from him. She would report everything to the police. As soon as she left, the man completely lost control of himself, but he had no choice. Desperate to protect himself, he began collecting money from everywhere he could. He took 3 months' advance from his shop owner. He even stole his mother's savings book. Finally, he managed to gather 20 lakhs. That night, the woman left an empty cigarette box outside his shop. Inside was a note telling him exactly when and where to bring the money. The next day, the man went to her house and handed over the cat. Everything was perfect. She promised to keep the secret. The man nervously asked if he could take the hammer back. She agreed instantly, but then added something that shattered him. From now on, he would have to pay 20 lakhs every single month. Fear, anger, and humiliation consumed him. The woman mocked him repeatedly, reminding him that he was now part of the crime, to get him expelled from college, to completely ruin his life. The man had no choice but to turn around and leave. But before he could escape, she delivered one final blow. She said taking the hammer wouldn't help. Her DNA was all over the room. If she spoke to the police, everything would come out. The man was shaking. The woman smiled, convinced she had won. She even hinted that if he behaved well, she might reduce the amount later. But she forgot one crucial thing. This man was already a murderer. He realized she would never stop. Without a second thought, he grabbed the hammer and killed her. This time, he didn't run immediately. He calmly picked up the money and the hammer and left the house. But he didn't know one fatal mistake remained. His blood-stained handprint was left on the door lock. A few days later, the milkman noticed unopened bottles lying outside the house. Suspicious. The police arrived. At first, they found no solid evidence. Then they began digging in the courtyard. As they dug deeper, they uncovered 2 human skeletons. They belonged to the woman's parents.